How's everybody doing tonight? I want to thank everybody for coming out here tonight. I know there's not a whole lot to do out here, but this. I've been having this big problem with like the overpopulation, and this is getting out of control. And this show, 19 Kids and Counting, I don't know if anyone has ever seen this about the Duggars, is not helping one bit. Like, basically, they have 19 kids, and I truly believe that their 19 kids are going to role model after their parents and have 19 kids apiece. So that's why, like, 361 grandchildren. Those kids are also going to want another time slot for TV, so they're going to have 19 kids too. That's 6,851. And then, repeat process, 130,321 great-great-grandchildren. All right, this is about time we need to wake up because it's not the Mexicans stealing our jobs, it's the Duggars. All right, like, seriously, I'm not kidding. Like, these people need to be sterilized, and then they need to be lobotomized, and then they need to be euthanized. And yes, in the exact same order because it needs to be as long and drug out as their stupid show is. All I'm trying to say is I really wish the show just took place in China. I'd watch it more. 18 abortions and counting. I also watch a lot of TV. I watched that Man vs. Wild with Bear Grylls. Yeah! And I think he's a badass. Bear Grylls is awesome. I personally think that he's died a couple times and they've cloned him. But regardless of amongst that, like, I think everybody likes him, but his driver. Like, you ever think about it? He never stops for him. He's like, hey, Bear, tuck and roll. Or like when he's just like being picked up, he's like all dehydrated and like, I'm dying, stop. And he's just like, no, you need to jump. No, yeah, I install windows for a living. And I've been working at this like low-income housing apartment. And I've worked there for 2 weeks. I've been seeing the most insane things I've ever seen in my life. Like, I've seen like 2 crack deals. I saw one pregnant prostitute that had bed bugs. She gave you a discount, so don't worry. So many thefts. This Mexican, this Indian got so drunk because they're doing binge drinking at 8 o'clock in the morning. Of course, it's a project. They have nothing better to do. And they come outside, and they have these bats, and they're just like fighting each other. One of them hits the other one with it as hard as he could, and the other one's just going to town on the other one. And I'm working in this other apartment. I go into his room to put in his windows, and his bed's just this like pile of sheets with a blanket over it. Yeah, that doesn't sound too fun. I'm just imagining how his date night goes whenever he's like, hey, come on in. She like walks in. Like, is there any lady here that would seriously try to compromise for that? Like, oh, it's okay. Not even an air mattress, just like the ground with clothes. I saw one of the funniest things yesterday. I was pulling up. It was like 8 o'clock in the morning. There's this like kid walking around. He's obviously on heroin or something. Can't even open up his eyes. He's like, just walking around. He had one of those pathetic looks on his face. I just wanted to punch him. Can you want to know who done it? But like he's standing there and he's just looking at us, but he's not because he can't open up his eyes. And he's wearing these beige shorts, and like all of a sudden his shorts start to get real dark, like right here, and it's just like piss just starts flowing down his leg, and he's like stumbling, and he like stumbles down and falls in his piss. I'm just like, wow, this is 8 o'clock. This day's gonna get interesting. And he gets up, and we put tarps down in front of our windows to prevent the debris. And like he like walks around the corner right when we're about to get started and just passes out on it. He thinks it's a bed or something. And we're like trying to wrap him up in it and like take him to the dumpster or throw him over a ravine. Like, get out of here. But he smelled so bad we couldn't, so we had to go get the apartment manager and be like, get him to move. So yeah, that's been my week here so far. That's Tuesday. That's 2 days. Cram all that in 2 days. I still haven't even processed it yet. The very worst thing, though, is the guy that had no bed, but, like, he had a pillow in his apartment, and it had a pair of panties on it and a couple holes poked in it. Like, he was having sex with it. Like, I don't know what type of grown adult still has sex with their pillow. All right? And then it made me think, which hole did he cut first? Okay, I think it's weird that Baptists are like only 2 letters away from being rapist. Especially since, because they've had like thousands of years to think of a name. Rapists have been around a long time before Baptists. So the rapture scare's over. Everybody's happy about that, right? See, I didn't know what the rapture was. I had to ask a friend, I'm like, what's the rapture, man? He's like, oh, it's a meaner, angrier, more degrading form of rape. I'm like, whoa. And it's led by Jesus and his disciples, Jose, Juan, Roberto. This really stumps me. How do blind people identify the rapist? Like, do they have to have braille nipples? Does it line up just like this? Like, no, that's not him. No. And then, of course, whenever you see a rapist, you're going to freak out, but they can't. And they go, oh, my God, that's him. Get him away from me. All right, thank you.